I think music education is extremely important, and I've even doing my part for a couple groups actually to try to raise money to bring that back into schools. That's one of the biggest problems I think with youth today. There's been some proof that listening to music as a child, brain development wise, and they've done recent research with synapse scanners, whatever they call them, where they can look at what brain activity is going on when people are listening to music, which is supposedly the most brain activity versus math, language translation, any other brain activity, except for playing music, is supposed to be the most synapse firing at the same time. It's like described as, with this one researcher, as fireworks going off in your brain.
The overall experience is enhanced by having a great system, because the way the mind thinks and the way you talk about depth and perception, the way the system puts it out, it allows your mind to relax and think of another dimension. Now you're putting the drums off to the right-hand corner, you're putting the piano over to this side, and now your mind is opening up. It's not becoming like a normal bread box where you just sit down and I listen to it and that's it. Now when that mind opens up, it's another part of the cerebral cortex that allows you to think another way. So now you take that music experience and I sit down or write a letter or make a song or do a mathematical equation. That part of the cortex is opened up now. It's stimulated. It wants more.
Well, how do I feel about today's music and kids who are getting into this now? I am kind of pessimistic. I just I don't hear a lot of great stuff coming out. I mean, certainly there's nothing earth-shattering. And you look at kids today, what do they want to play? They want to play music from my past. They want to play Led Zeppelin, they want to play Jimi Hendrix and Cream. Those are the licks they want to learn. So they're just spitting it back.
If they have great playback where the music sounds wonderful, like we're talking about, what I experience and still get to, that would engage them in music, get involved and more interested in music in general. Whether that led to them wanting to learn an instrument, whether that just leads them to be more of an avid fan or a purchaser of music, to listen to more music. But it's a win-win to me. But part of the reason the kids aren't as interested is because what they listen to it on, I can't imagine that being the only musical experience. Those cheap headphones, it's horrible. I mean, it's a mere shadow of what the actual, some of these songs sound like, and it's a disservice to the kids.
We had the Vietnam War. Music just was starting, and we had just come out of the dead period, and there were just guys singing crap songs, and finally the Beatles come and groups start coming, and then you have the surf scene, and you have the Motown and Stax, and then in the '66 you have the psychedelic scene in LA and San Francisco. It was magic. I don't see where kids have that today.
But now it's like, okay, I'll go on the tube and I'll just hit this one song, okay, I don't like it. There's no experience in it.
Those cheap headphones introduce a lot of distortion, and it causes more hearing loss with young kids now that are trying to get bass response, which they can't get it. So they're cranking it up and blowing their eardrums out because they're listening to it on junk rather than a decent set of cans or speakers or whatever, where then they wouldn't. It's clean. It's not going to do hearing damage.
Your mind wants more, and you're trying to get the best you can out of everything around you. And your mind, it's like you listen to conversations, especially when you're in a room, because you have a good system and you pick up on all those little cues, you can almost hear all the different conversations in a room if you really sit down and think about it.